G'day to all you passionate legends out there. Whether you're part of the Green and White Army or just a massive fan of the gridiron, welcome back. Before we dive deep into the huddle to dissect a move that's set to shake the very foundations of the NFC, do us a massive favor, smash that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts on this potential exit, and make sure you're following the channel. We are doing a deep dive today, the kind of sideline analysis you won't find anywhere else, and you definitely don't want to miss what's coming in this 2026 free agency. Now, let's talk about what feels like a proper betrayal. Mentioning a rivalry between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers might seem a bit rich to some, but don't let that fool you. There's a fair dinkum grudge there, and it's anything but healthy. It's not that same level of pure, unadulterated hatred we save for the Dallas Cowboys or the New York Giants, but there's arguably more venom between the Birds and the Bucs than there is between Philly and the Washington Commanders. While Washington is a division rival on paper, Tampa Bay has become a true nemesis. Too many times, when the stakes are at their highest, those bloody Buccaneers have been standing right in the way, playing the role of the ultimate spoiler. They famously shut the gates of the legendary Veterans Stadium with a heartbreaking loss for Philly, and just to rub salt in the wound, they spoiled the grand opening of Lincoln Financial Field with another one. Now, it looks like they're about to pull off a daylight robbery by snaring a massive fan favorite. The word coming out of the States via Fox Sports is a real shocker. Greg Allman, a bloke who knows the inner workings of the Raymond James Stadium better than almost anyone, is tipping that Nakobe Dean will land with the Buccaneers during this free agency period. We've reached that frantic time of year where free agency theories and early draft talk dominate every conversation at the pub. With 20 players scheduled to hit the open market and the Eagles facing some pretty tight cap space if things don't change by March 11th, players like Dean become the center of a massive tug-of-war. Ranked 32nd in the top 100 free agents, Dean is a high-value target. Allman understands the temperature in Tampa. He knows they're looking for that specific brand of middle defense aggression that Dean provides in spades. The tragedy here is the paradox of Dean's talent versus his durability. At 25, he's shown he can be the absolute heartbeat of a Super Bowl caliber defense. Look back at 2024, the bloke racked up a staggering 128 tackles. He's the quintessential sideline-to-sideline linebacker that defensive coordinators would give their left arm for. He's quick to read the gap, absolutely lethal on the blitz, and has a nose for the footy that reminds you of the all-time greats. But that medical history is a real worry. The knee injury that sidelined him during the business end of the playoffs and slowed his start to the 2025 season is the big question mark hanging over Howie Roseman's desk. With 7 sacks and 16 tackles for loss over the last 2 seasons, the talent is undeniable, but can his body handle the brutal grind of a full NFL season? That's the $8 million question, literally, as that's his projected annual value. The Eagles aren't exactly flying blind, though. They've been preparing for a potential exit. Taking Jahad Campbell in the first round of the last draft was a clear signal that the front office was looking at the future. Campbell isn't just a backup, he's the modern prototype. Toss in Zach Bown, who's more than proven his worth, and the royal lineage of Jeremiah Trotter Jr. waiting in the wings, and you see the plan. They've even got Smarel Mondon putting in the hard yards on special teams with massive upside. But even with all that depth, losing Dean is a bitter pill to swallow. He plays with a level of desperation, as if every single snap is his last. That kind of heart is infectious. It fires up the crowd and the locker room alike. Losing him would sting regardless, but seeing him put on that pewter and red jersey would be like twisting the knife in an old wound. If this deal goes through, it won't just be another notch on the free agency belt. It'll be a spicy new chapter in a quiet, aggravating feud that simply refuses to die.